I got royalty inside my DNA. I got cannabis, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. 死んだ天性 I was born like this, it's wild. Immaculate conception, I just perform like this without you, a new weapon. I know I meditate this that
Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra! Hey guys, and welcome to What If Naruto was Kokushibo's Reincarnation, Part 2, the finale. Now, I know it's gonna be one of you in the comments that are clips that or something like that. And I'm just gonna tell you something like that. You already know what she is. I ain't gonna call you no name, but you already know what she is. Cause yeah, that is a little annoying. That's a little annoying. I know I be stuttering, but I don't need to be reminded of the words that I said in the videos. Anyway, let's continue on from where we left off. Now, Naruto has defeated Orochimaru, saved Hiruzen, and pushed the Sound Ninja out of the village. And Naruto did this with his 6 eyes ablazing. Now, Naruto would just basically swipe the blood off of his sword and sheathe his blade, his weird eyes on his blade. And something about Naruto's blade is that he does tell Hiruzen that during the fight with Orochimaru, he had exceeding vision. Not only could he see through the transparent world, but his eyes on his sword allowed him to see in battle as well. It allowed him to see in multiple directions. So Naruto, yes, he's a formidable foe to deal with. So it will be no funeral. Now, Sasuke would do the whole talk no jutsu to Gaara, telling him that he'll be his friend, he'll be there for him because Naruto has saved him and granted him power and everything. And he wants to do the same for Gaara. He wants to save him from the darkness. So Sasuke reaches out his hand and tells Gaara that you're not alone anymore. You don't have to feel alone anymore. Don't use your gifts to curse the world and plunge the world into darkness. Actually move forward towards the light. I know your childhood has been dark. I know your childhood has been bad, but I can be the light for you if you want me to, Gaara. So instead of Naruto doing the talk no jutsu to Gaara, it would be Sasuke. Anyway, so everything would just be getting fixed up and they would just be coming down from the damages and just going over asking if people was alright and stuff like that. Now, we're gonna fast forward to a week later, to which Naruto and Sasuke were just training out in the field. Naruto was pushing Sasuke's Sharingan to a more advanced level, and even teaching Sasuke sword combat. Now, both of them would be going at it all like for at least 6 hours during the day. So they started during the morning and ended in the afternoon. Well, ended somewhere in the afternoon, like say for example around like 3 o'clock or something like that. I don't know how ninja time works. But anyway, Jiraiya would journey to the training field and he would see the both of them and he would tell them that Hiruzen has called him to the office and he was like, he wanted to know if Sasuke and Naruto wanted to go. So they would agree because they would have to continue training. So yeah, so they would journey to the office and Hiruzen would blow smoke out his pipe saying that, Jiraiya, Naruto, oh, and Sasuke. What a surprise. Anyway, I have something I need to say. It's good that you're here, Sasuke. I want to promote you to Jonin. Your skills, you took down a tailed beast and saved the village from darkness. Well, you saved the village from destruction. I wanted to do this earlier, but I couldn't find you. And I even sent out a bird, but yeah, I guess you weren't. You were in the middle of doing something, but yeah. Your skills and Naruto's skills have saved this village, and I acknowledge the both of you. Now, the second thing that I want to tell you is that, Jiraiya, you need to become Hokage. I am getting old, and I can't keep continuing this. It's time for someone younger than me who can step up and protect this village the same way as I used to. Well, the same way as I have. Now, this is where Jiraiya would decline, saying that, I'm more used to doing my spy work, but I have someone else that could be a potential candidate for your position, Lord Third. And he would say, are you suggesting Tsunade? Do you even know where she's at? Jiraiya would be like, yeah, I do know. I can find her and I know how to track her down. I mean, I'm a spy, so I know how to get information about my former teammate. The third Hokage would say, very well. And are you taking Naruto and Sasuke with you? Yeah, I believe they can have some good training coming with me, and I can teach Naruto something, and teach these two some good techniques. Now, with that, The both of them would journey on with Jiraiya. Now Jiraiya would stop by a cave, and this would be Ryuchi Cave. Why did Jiraiya know about this? He just has this sinking suspicion in his stomach that Sasuke, something is so special about Sasuke right now. So he tells Sasuke that for some reason, and I could be wrong, even Naruto felt this before, and you wanna know where Jiraiya got the idea from? Naruto. Naruto had told Jiraiya as when they were training in Naruto, basically back in the Chunin exams, that Sasuke was something of a special prodigy, and that he feels that Sasuke could learn Sage Mode. Jiraiya would be interested in this and say, oh, so he'll be interested in Frog Sage Mode to make a contract with a frog summoning. And Naruto says, I don't think Sasuke would be interested in making a contract. I don't think Sasuke would be interested in making a contract with frogs. Little to say, I'm not even interested in making a contract with frogs, but I guess it'll be helpful to gather nature energy and something like that. And it'll be a different element for me. It'll be some kind of new training style. So this is where Naruto would tell Sasuke that you have to journey in there and meet the snake. That snake is gonna bite you, and that's how Sage process undergoes. If you live, you live. If you live, you will be granted with so much power, and the snake sage will train you in the sage arts. But if you die, you just die. You want power, Sasuke? You want to be stronger. In that cave is power, Naruto would say. As Sasuke journeys into the cave, and all of a sudden, he tells the snake sage that he wants Sage Mode and all that. He wants to undergo Sage Mode. He wants Sage Mode training. And the snake will comply with this and tell Sasuke that there's a good chance that you might die. And Sasuke would say, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna master your Sage Mode and become a strong ninja with your power. With Sage power. Now, this is where the snake will bite Sasuke, and Sasuke would scream out in so much pain. He feels like the bones in his body is melting. He feels like his blood is boiling and his blood is on fire. Sasuke is rolling around the ground, screaming out in agony, but then Sasuke just stops. His will is strong. Sasuke then stands up, and while his body is shaking, Sasuke's willpower is strong as he remembers his peoples dying. He remembered the Uchiha dying. He remembered his brother standing over him, calling him weak. Everything like that. Sasuke is in the cave right now, and this is when Jiraiya would say he's gonna be there for a while. Now, Naruto would say, Sasuke, if you manage to survive the training with this creature is gonna take you about 3 weeks. So I imagine that you are gonna be here for 3 weeks, or possibly even a month, or possibly even 2 years at most. Do check into the village before you continue your actual training with the sage. Now this is where Naruto and Jiraiya would continue on their journey while they left Sasuke behind to basically get training from the snake sage. And the snake sage is surprised that Sasuke is standing right now. This might be something formidable. He might actually have Sage Mode. No, he's gonna have snake Sage Mode. Now with that, Naruto and Jiraiya, they journey to the hotel with Jiraiya going to do his peeping Tom and Naruto in the hotel meditating. Now he would hear a knock at the door, but Naruto with his special eyes would see through the door. Now Naruto doesn't have the 6 eyes on his face. Of course, he just has his 2 eyes. But when Naruto gets fluctuated in battle and the battle starts to get more intense, to pushing Naruto to use something around the 5th form is when Naruto's 6 eyes starts to form. Now Naruto would look behind the door and he would see 2 figures, but he would sense their energy and know that they're malicious intent behind the door. So Naruto would just casually open the door and say, "Can I help?" Oh. Itachi Uchiha and Kisame. Ooh, this is interesting. And you guys are a part of the Akatsuki. What do you want with me? Now, this is where Kisame would speak up and say, Itachi, hurry up and grab the kid so we can get this mission over with. Now, this is easier than I thought. We captured the Nine Tails so easily. And Naruto said, captured what? Now Naruto would be looking around, and this is where Naruto would just have his 6 eyes on his face as he sees Itachi right there. Now Naruto did this just because Itachi wouldn't be able to detect which one's his real eyes. Naruto then looked at Itachi, and even so, if Itachi did manage to put Naruto in a genjutsu, Naruto's willpower would have broke out of the genjutsu very easily. Naruto at this point's will is so maintained right now. He not only did he train a little bit with Mifune, but he's also got training from the 3rd Hokage. He's also studied like Fuminjutsu, all this kind of stuff in Naruto's head. Naruto is very intelligent and smart, and I think he would have the skills to break out of a genjutsu such as Itachi's genjutsu, meaning, as I told you, Naruto is a prodigy, something beyond a prodigy. Anyway, so Naruto would not look in Itachi's eyes and would be caught up in some genjutsu like that. Naruto would just say, if you two are here for a fight, you're not going to take me out easily. Naruto would then get into a stance as he grabs the hilt of his sword. Now Kisame would grab his and he would say, Brad, if you're intended to use moon breathing, third form, loathsome moon chains. Naruto swings his sword rapidly and 2 gigantic crescent moon slashes, which creates a storm of smaller crescent moon blades that attack Itachi and Kisame. As Kisame is blocking some of these crescent moon blades, he's wondering why he's not absorbing the jutsu. What's going on? This is supposed to be chakra, and Naruto says this is not chakra. You're possibly only absorbing a small amount of chakra that I use to amp my crescent moon blades, but that's probably it. You're not gonna stop my attack. Naruto then says, 5th form, moon spirit, Calamitious Eddy. Naruto makes multiple curved slashes layered over one another, creating a rising vortex in front of him to block Kisame's swing and to block Itachi's attack. Now Naruto is battling against Itachi and Kisame at the same time, battling against both of them, and Naruto is getting excited as his 3 eyes just start to ablaze. Naruto is getting excited and getting more battle hungry about this, and he wants to know, can you guys survive? Can you guys keep going? Naruto then says, 6th form, Perpetual Night, Lonely Moon. Naruto releases a wild barrage of crescent-shaped slashes several meters in front of him. This attack is a long-range attack that cuts off Kisame's leg and arm. Now Kisame jumps back from this and he says, what the hell? Naruto looks at him and says, come on, at least let me use my 16th form. Orochimaru is the only one that pushed me to this. Now Itachi would come in and get into hand-to-hand combat with Naruto, and Naruto would be blocking Itachi's attacks with the blunt of his sword. And this is where Naruto would say, you're quite skilled, Itachi. I never fought you before. Naruto would say, 7th form, Mirror of Misfortune, Moonlit. Then Itachi would say, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu, and shoot it at Naruto. Then Naruto grows his sword out in a gigantic version in a powerful frontal slash. This man destroys the hotel that he was in. Now Naruto noticed this and he might have caused some damage to some villagers that was in this town. This is where Jiraiya would journey to where the hotel is, and he sees Naruto with this elongated sword, and Naruto just breathes out. Okay, now I made a mistake. Not the 7th form. Not the 7th form. Naruto used the 8th form, but still, even so, with the 8th form, it is 2 gigantic, Naruto uses the gigantic version of his sword and creates a singular gigantic crescent-shaped slash that slowly decreases, creating dozens of crescent moon blades. Now, with that, Naruto did destroy some of it, but he didn't injure anybody, keep in mind. So, they would be out on the street now, and Jiraiya would start to rush there, with Naruto then saying, 9th form, Warning Moon Wraiths. Naruto creates a stream of long-range, crescent-shaped vertical and horizontal slashes along with numerous crescent moon blades. Now, for some reason, Kisame's arm and leg seems to have regenerated, and Naruto sees this, and Naruto rushes at Kisame and directly cuts off his head. Naruto was fast in a blitzing motion. Kisame didn't even see it coming. Kisame, as trained as he is, did not see Naruto's speed as he was right in front of him. And before Kisame could block with Samehada, Naruto would cut his sword directly through Kisame's head and it would fall on the ground. Now this is where Naruto would then do a jutsu where he weaves his hand in a wave motion and says acid style and shoots acid on Kisame's body. Now this is one of the many blood demon arts. Well, just Naruto has a very blood demon art that he doesn't use, that he's been practicing for a while. It's kind of a secondary attack that where he uses acid to basically corrode a person's body to turn him into nothing but liquid, and then the liquid turns into mist and mist turns into vapor and then it disappears. Kisame is vaporized, put it that way. Sorry about that pun. Anyway, Itachi would retreat. Itachi would turn into a bunch of clothes and get up out of there because he wasn't expecting Naruto, a genin, to be that strong. But little does Itachi know that Naruto is a jonin right now. Sasuke didn't come to this point because Sasuke is still at Orochi Cave. So I thought, yeah, if y'all was going to say, oh, Sasuke finna come there stronger than ever. No. Sasuke still at Orochi Cave. Now, this is where that Naruto would then use a jutsu that he created to fix the damage that he done. Yes, Naruto used the jutsu to create that. He fixed the damage that he done. Basically a reversal type jutsu to basically counteract the damage that he done with his blade. And Naruto says he needs to be very more careful. He makes sure all the villagers were okay, and he apologized. He wasn't expecting to go all out with these two characters, but if he didn't, they would have managed to basically cause more damage than usual. Now with that, Naruto basically journeys with Jiraiya back to, on the mission to go get Lady Tsunade. Now, they would happen to go into a bar after they spent a whole day without, finding her, and then they would see that she's in the bar. Now, they would obviously talk to Lady Tsunade and have a conversation with her, and this is where she would go on and on about how the third Hokage are trash, they don't protect anything, and Naruto just stops her right there with the sword, right, basically at her neck, clenching at her neck. She didn't even see this kid move. It was like his sounds were just gone, and Naruto would say, speaking like that will get you killed. I don't know what kind of joke this is, Jiraiya, but this woman here does not have any ounce of respect for the Hokage that have fallen for this village. You, on the other hand, are a weak woman, given up. You gave up on hope. You gave up on life. You're basically drinking yourself to death and gambling away your life. I wonder how the people before you, the people who've done everything for the village, the people who probably wanted to become Hokage, they looking at you in disgust right now. I wonder, a weak woman like you must have fears. Naruto would look in Lady Tsunade's eyes as she's just scared right now. She's not even getting up. Naruto has 6 eyes right now, and Naruto looks terrifying right now as Naruto then looks. As weak as you are, I wonder what your fears are. I wonder what you're scared of. To basically bash and roast the third Hokage, the Hokage's name in general. If I'm not mistaken, Lady Tsunade, your grandpa is the first Hokage, meaning you're a direct descendant of a Senju. You're a Senju, aren't you? And Lady Tsunade would say, get out of my face, brat. And Naruto would then just move away and say, come outside. I want to prove something to you. I want to prove that the Leaf Village is not weak. You're the one that's weak. Then Naruto would appear, go outside, and Naruto would unsheath his sword. And Naruto would say, Jiraiya would say, Naruto, what are you doing? Oh, trust me, this woman can handle it. I'm coming at her with every ounce of my power. Now, this is where Naruto would just get into his sword stance, and Lady Tsunade says, you really think you can beat me, brat? But she's still shaking from Naruto's overwhelming bloodlust. And Naruto would say, stop talking and fight. If I win this battle, you will become the 5th Hokage of the Leaf Village. And you will get rid of your dumb, unwanting morals about how weak the Leaf Village is. And Naruto would just get into a stance. And Lady Tsunade would say, fine, but if I win, you two are to leave me alone for the rest of my life. And Naruto would say, deal. Now, this is what Naruto and Lady Tsunade would then rush at each other, but then Naruto would say, first form, Dark Moon, Evening Palace, and cut off Lady Tsunade's arm. Now, Lady Tsunade would be shocked by this, but her arm would be bleeding, and she would fall on the ground saying, blood? What? Naruto would say, oh, so that's your fear. Your fear is blood. This is useless. Naruto then walks up to Lady Tsunade and kicks her directly in the face as she goes tumbling through the village, as Naruto appears right behind her and sends a devastating knee to her back and grabs her by her hair and then looks at her in the face. Someone as weak as you shouldn't even have the privilege of becoming a Hokage. Get over this whole thing about blood. You're a ninja. You should be used to this. As Naruto then throws her through multiple buildings. Naruto is not holding back. He's trying to bring Lady Tsunade back to herself. He's trying to bring her back to her instincts. Naruto then catches up with Lady Tsunade, who stumbles out battle damage and basically injured from this attack that Naruto just did. Naruto sees this, and Naruto just rushes at her and says, Well, she rushes at Naruto, basically angered. You can see the malice in her face. Naruto then says, sorry about that, guys. Naruto then just says, second form, moon breathing, pearl flower moon gazing. Naruto performs several crescent-shaped slashes that defend him from incoming attacks, such as Lady Tsunade's that's coming right at him. Naruto used this attack to block Lady Tsunade's punch, which cut up her arm immediately. Lady Tsunade went back in pain as she screamed out, and Naruto is right there as he sent a slash across her chest, and then a slash across her eyes, and then kicked her through multiple other buildings. Now Naruto then basically shakes the blood off his sword and rushes at her again, but Jiraiya was about to step in front of him, and Naruto would say, if you do that, you will die. Do not intervene. This has nothing to do with you, Jiraiya. This is my battle. Naruto would then have an overwhelming bloodlust as if Naruto is a giant and Jiraiya is a small ant to him. Naruto would then rush back at Jiraiya and unleash multiple curved slashes that take the shape of a crescent moon and creates these crescent moon blades from multi-directions that hit Lady Tsunade as she's screaming out in pain. Then she releases her 100 healing curse, like her 100 healing mark on her body. And this is supposed to be a little sparring match, kid. What is this? Naruto would then say, finally, you've got serious. I wonder when you were going to pull out your 100 healing jutsu. Jiraiya would be shocked that Naruto even knew about this, and Naruto would then look at Jiraiya and say, come on, please. I know about all you three signing, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Lady Tsunade. And was wondering when she was going to use her 100 healings jutsu. Now this battle can be more interesting. Naruto rushed at Lady Tsunade as both of them would get into a heated battle, and both of them would just be scurrying all over the place as they would appear in the next location, then another, as the both of them are throwing devastating attacks at each other. Now Jiraiya would have to evacuate the village and evacuate some of the citizens because Naruto and Tsunade's battle is getting very, very, very climactic. Well, not climactic, but just getting very, very destructive, put it that way. Then Naruto would say, moon breathing, sixth form, perpetual night, lonely moon, as Naruto releases a wild barrage of crescent-shaped slashes several meters in front of him, as Lady Tsunade is trying her best to dodge each and every one of them. But some of the crescent-shaped moon blades hit her in her leg, hit her in the stomach, hit her in the face, everywhere. Lady Tsunade is getting attacked by these barrage of blades, as Naruto and her are in a heated battle with each other. Now, Lady Tsunade would commend this guy, and she would say, for a genin, you're strong. And Naruto would say, I'm not a genin, I'm a jonin. And this is where Lady Tsunade's eyes would be widened, as Naruto would then appear right behind her and do a palm strike to her back, sending her crashing towards the ground. Now, Lady Tsunade would then jump right back up and kick Naruto directly in the face. This attack would be coming at blinding speed, as Naruto wasn't expecting this. Naruto would take the blunt force from its attack and get sent through multiple buildings. Now Naruto would be back and he would spit out blood from this, and Naruto would say, that's interesting. Naruto would just jump at Lady Tsunade as he's just into the battle so much, as his 6 eyes are blazing right now, and I love seeing that. Now Naruto and Lady Tsunade gets more heated into battle as Naruto then grows out his sword, and this is where Naruto swings his sword and says 8th form, Moon Dragon, Ringtail, and creates this singular gigantic crescent-shaped slash that slowly decreases and creates all these numerous crescent moon blades. Now, Lady Tsunade will see this, and she would then do a summoning jutsu, Brushuman, and the attack would be, cut through at least 2 of the gates, but then stop. But then she has to worry about these gigantic crescent-shaped moon blades that she basically hits away with her immense strength. Now, Naruto would be amazed by this, but then both of them would just continue on, and this battle would be so hectic with these two back and forth. Naruto is battle damage and Lady Tsunade is battle damage. Naruto is not even using his regeneration. He wants to feel everything from this battle. Naruto has the ability to turn off his regeneration if he wants to. It's a mutation with the 9 tails, and he's telling not to intervene. He wants to feel every ounce every injury from this attack. Naruto felt a punch, a devastating punch from Lady Tsunade, to which he coughed up blood from. And then he returned by kicking her directly in her side, breaking two of her ribs, and sending her crashing into the ground. Now Naruto jumps back from this, but clutching the fist where his stomach was. Lady Tsunade and Naruto are smiling at each other, as Lady Tsunade is back to her instinct. She's back to her fighting spirit. No more scared of blood, no more scared of battle. She's back to her old self, as both Naruto and her continue fighting, throwing multiple attacks at each other. Naruto is cutting Lady Tsunade all over her body as she's punching Naruto all over his. You can hear bones cracking, you can hear blood splatter, you can hear both of them just going at it with each other. Now Lady Tsunade does a jutsu to where she coats her hand in all this chakra and punches Naruto directly in the stomach and sends him crashing towards the ground, to which Naruto then says, Naruto strengthens his sword and fights Lady Tsunade with a smaller sword because he doesn't want to create too much damage. But then Naruto says, first form, Dark Moon, Evening Palace. But Naruto uses this and swings his sword multiple times. Like multiple times, not in a horizontal way, in a vertical way, and then in another horizontal way. Just keep swinging in those motions as he's sending out these numerous crescent moon blades and crescent shaped slashes at Tsunade. And Tsunade is doing her best to block and parry and jump away and evade and escape most of those attacks. Now Naruto and Lady Tsunade's battle is something of amazement for Jiraiya and Katsune. That's her name. I think that's her name. Yeah, so both of them are watching this, and as Lady Tsunade and Naruto are basically breathing heavily right now. Naruto is not too much fatigued, but his stamina threshold is getting to its limit as Naruto says, total concentration constant. Naruto then slows his breathing down as he regains his focus, and Lady Tsunade is breathing heavily right this, and she says, what the hell is total concentration constant? And she would be feeling very dizzy right now as Naruto then says, I win this battle, as Naruto appears right behind Lady Tsunade and uses the blunt of his sword to knock her out cold. Now Naruto then would fall unconscious from this as he lets his wounds be healed by his regeneration. And then Naruto would get back up and say, that was interesting. Lady Tsunade would be on the ground, but Naruto would pick her up and take her back to her hotel and lay her down on her bed with Katsune, basically, I think that's her name. Like, correct me in the comments if it's not. But she would basically attend to Lady Tsunade and her wounds and all that kind of good stuff. Now, apart from which, everything would go the same way as her going back to the village as, Lady Tsunade is the 5th Hokage. Sasuke really didn't get injured because Sasuke is still at Ryuki Cave, and that's what Naruto told everyone at the village. Sasuke would then come back, but he would gather some of his things. He would tell everyone, like he would say goodbye to all his friends. He would fist bump Naruto, and Naruto would see that Sasuke's eyes are golden with slits in them. And Naruto would say, this is something from the Snake Sage mode. Since I passed the trial I look like that snake Orochimaru. But, oh well, if this is the gift for power, I'll kindly take it. Now, this is where Sasuke says that I can turn Snake Sage mode off and go back to my original look. But this just looks so much menacing, doesn't it? Now, this is where he would go back on his 3-year training time skip with the Snake Sage to learn everything that he can from Snake Sage mode. And this is where Naruto, as Kakashi would of course join, but he's not of course learning Snake Sage mode. He just wants to train with Sasuke to become stronger. Now, Naruto would go on his own journey. Sakura would of course train with Lady Tsunade to become stronger, and so on and so forth. Now with that, Naruto would most likely train and with the Nine-Tails, learning about the Nine-Tails and becoming friends with the Nine-Tailed Fox. Yes, Naruto has become friends with the Nine-Tailed Fox. So yeah, Naruto has the key and he unlocked the Nine-Tailed Fox from his cage. And this is when Naruto would start studying the Nine-Tailed Fox powers and everything. He even met his mother and father. He basically told the Nine-Tails to override his body with anger so the 8th tail could sprout. And when the 8th tail sprout, named Minato showed, and Naruto would see his father, and he would say, I knew this would work. Then he would say, calm down, Kurama. And this is where Naruto would say, thank you, Kurama, for this. This is the greatest gift you have given me. And Naruto and Kurama would say, very well. And calm down and just go back to sleep in his cage. And this is where Minato would say, oh, what? I just did that to release your chakra from the seal. I wanted to see what you look like. So yeah, those encounters would go just as normal. Naruto would meet his mother, Naruto would meet his father. Now, something I do want to admit is that Naruto, on his 3-year journey while he's training with the Nine Tails, he would save, just like in all my other videos, he would save each and every one of the tailed beasts, stopping the Akatsuki's plan. Now, Naruto then would be versus the Akatsuki, Hidan, Kakuzu, each and every one of them. That battle would be devastating, as they would be on a war in the woods, and the same thing would happen as when Naruto was versus Obito, and Killer Bee had to annihilate all those trees. Naruto and the Akatsuki would be in an open field, but Sasuke, after he got done with his training, he would come back to the village, but most likely on his 2nd year of training, he would tell the Snake Sage that he will be back. He has something that he must take care of. And this is where Sasuke and Itachi would get into a heated battle. But Sasuke wouldn't kill Itachi. Instead, he would heal Itachi from his sickness. And then him and Itachi would go into a deep conversation with each other. And this is where he would take Itachi back with him to basically conversate. He's not going to kill his only family in this world. So yeah, Sasuke is back at Ryuchi Cave and studying with the snake to finish up his 3rd year. And Kakashi stayed behind to basically learn some more jutsus. And the Snake Sage, do you want to become a Snake Sage too? I can sense you have great potential in you too. Kakashi would think about this. But then he would utterly agree to it, as the snake bit Kakashi, and Kakashi would be rolling around on the ground, screaming out in agony. As Kakashi came back, and Sasuke and Itachi would be looking at Kakashi, and Sasuke would say, "You let the snake bite you? It's a good chance you might die, Kakashi." And Kakashi would just be rolling around on this ground. Well, it's too late for this now. So yeah, everything will play out normally, like I do in all my what ifs for the finale. Let me tell you like this: Naruto, when he comes back from his time skip, Naruto has the KCM mode, mastered KCM mode. Now with that, Naruto also basically, I'm not saying that Naruto didn't study Sage mode, but Naruto has that under his belt. Jiraiya has mastered his Sage mode because Naruto pushed him to master Sage mode. Kakashi, not as developed in it because he only has like 2 years, two years, say for example 2.5 years of the snake fundamentals of Snake Sage mode and of everything like that. But Sasuke has completed his Snake Sage mode training. Itachi is back, is fully healed. He's not damaged or nothing like that. Yeah. So with the Leaf Village, you have a lot of shooters in the Leaf Village. You have a Naruto who's mastered the Nine Tails power. You have 2 people that have Snake Sage mode. You have Itachi, a prodigy. You have, basically, and also a whole bunch of other shooters in this village right now. And you have a Jiraiya, you have a Jiraiya who's mastered his Sage mode, not having to using Ma-Appa on his shoulders. And with that, you got Naruto, who has friends with all the tailed beasts. And he even told them that if they need their help to basically stay close to the village. He gathered all the tailed beasts to basically stay close to the village. And Naruto even posted up in the sand village, waiting for Hidan and Kakuzu, not Hidan and Kakuzu, but I think it was, what's that dude name with the explosives? I think Datara, and I think the puppet dude, I don't know his name. Sasori, that's his name. Even when the both of them came into the village, Naruto annihilated them, killed them very easily. Yes, killed them very easily. The Akatsuki stood little to no chance. Even when Pain tried to evade Konoha and destroy Konoha, Naruto and everyone was right there. And with Sasuke and Kakashi's jutsus now, their jutsu is more modified, more enhanced, and more skilled, and more faster. Yeah, the Leaf Village is a problem right now. So yeah, they annihilate the Akatsuki, and the Akatsuki has nothing else to do. They can't do their whole attack plan, and Naruto basically eradicates Zetsu. Yeah, that's the end of this video. That's it. Naruto has basically saved the world from plunging towards darkness, so it didn't need to go that route. Naruto basically knew the Akatsuki's plan. He stopped their plan before it would cause countless lives to be destroyed. Naruto basically saved the world from countless despair. He saved everybody like he said he was going to do. And with that, any further ado, I hope you guys liked where I went with what if Naruto was Kokushibo's reincarnation. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the series so far. I'm sorry for my stuttering. As I get better in these what ifs, I will start to control that stuttering fact. I hate that shit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys loved these kind of videos. If you do, like the video. If I get enough likes on this video, say for example somewhere around like 200 to 300 or somewhere around, if you guys feel generous to that, I will release more Demon Slayer what ifs like this, such as being like Doma, or such as being like, I posted something in my community tab about Daki and Gyutaro. And like some of you guys in that what if, well, in that community tab, I want you guys to go over there and basically let me know who Daki should be. Should she be Ino, Sakura, Hinata, Tamari? Daki cannot be a boy. Okay, stay true to the characters in Demon Slayer. Gyutaro has to be a boy and Daki has to be a girl. I don't give a damn. For y'all who's saying, let Sasuke be it for LOLs, no, bitch, that's cringe. No, stay true to Demon Slayer. As I'm going down this road, I'm going to stay true to the anime, and I'm going to give you more accurate anime what ifs. Anyway, without any further ado, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra. Good night, guys.